Well, hello, 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 and Merry Christmas to all of my father's children. I'm excited. Boy, I'm excited. I just love this season. I love this time of year, and I love what we're about to do. We're about to really bless you guys with what I call a Christmas, a true blue Christmas story. How many of y'all love Christmas stories out there? Talk back to me. Kind of feel like Mr. Rogers right now. Where y'all at in the neighborhood? Get in this house quickly. I see my main man, Kevin Watkins, is chiming in, and we have a special guest. And man, she has a blessing to share with us, a message of encouragement. I feel like this is going to be like a hallmark. Y'all better go get some tissue. Y'all better go get something. Go get a rag. Go quickly. Go and come back because y'all gonna need something, man. This thing is kind of emotional and all the beauty of what God does. Well, first of all, what He did is Christmas. Come on now, over 2,000 years ago, and now we're just in the after effect, the aftermath. This is just the residual continuous residual leftovers of what God has done. Hey, Angela, it's good to see you, darling. Linda, it is good to see you. Thank y'all so much for chiming in. Merry Christmas, Merry Christmas, Merry Christmas. We have us a gift in the house. I'm going to delay for just 30 more seconds because I want you guys to share. On the backside of the information we'll share today, this presentation, we're going to be giving away a $300 airline gift card to one of the recipients. So I want to make sure that you guys have exercise due diligence. You need to tell your peeps, tell them they need to be in this house. While I'm doing that, let me just encourage you, and I'm getting my guest ready as well. She's already in the house, and I don't want to hold her too much because she's out of town with family and all that, like most of you all probably are as well. But coming up, guys, in March, that's 17th to the 19th of March, all roads lead this way, and that's to the city of San Antonio. Kendra and I are absolutely honored to have this blessing of a benefit to be the co-host rather, for the Team Legacy event. And it's actually turned into a whole corporate event, and you guys need to be there. Go ahead, Kev, if you'll put that link, copy and paste, put that link in the chat for us. We want to make sure that we get as many people registered because the price on the registration is going to go up in just a few days, guys. So we want to make sure you get the absolute best discount. You don't want to miss it. Let me share a quick video with you so you'll know what's about to go down. It's a Better Life conference. If you want a better life, you should be there. Hey guys, we have Mr. and Mrs. Hart here. We're in Cancun.
We are in Cancun.
Hola! Happy birthday!
But they're headed to San Antonio. You don't want to miss March the 17th, 18th, and 19th of 2023. All roads lead that way. They are just the most amazing people you'll ever want to meet. And we have something to share with you. Meet us there.
I can't wait to be there in March and share with you guys. And this guy is the guy you want to follow in San Antonio.
We love you all.
Guys, you don't want to miss it. Make sure you got all your ducks in the row to get here to San Antonio. Well, let me say a few things about this young lady who's about to come on the screen with us. She really needs no introduction in this forum and on this format. She's all over the place. She's living large and in charge and making things happen on really a global basis for a lot of people. And I'm glad that I'm just one of them. Kendra and I have really been blessed by her life, by her ministry, by her reach in what it is that God has given her to do. I want to summarize some of the information that brings us to this point because the whole thing tonight, or if you're watching it from afar on the other side of the ocean, it might be morning for you, right? So whatever time it is where you are, maybe you're watching a replay, this thing is really showing us, guys, a Christmas story. But it goes back. Every story has a backstory. And, it was about 2013-ish, somewhere in that neighborhood, where right at, somewhere in that neighborhood, she was getting ready to make some things happen. and she had already been promoted and doing quite well, in fact, in her employment, a six-figure income earner for corporate America, working for the government, so forth and so on. And life happened. Guess what? She got transitioned out of a job. They said they didn't need her services anymore. And, sometimes, depending upon your mindset, when you get information like that, a lot of folks shut down. A lot of folk never recover. But not only did she transition, if you will, out of her employment that she had been in service to for quite a number of decades as a leader, a national leader, but she also transitioned along with her husband out of full-time ministry. So she had two major transitions taking place at almost the same time frame. Now, she went into the next leg of her calling, which was from a pastoral role with a local congregation, a very strong, a very vibrant inner city ministry. And then she was launched out into the marketplace as a marketplace apostle. And we thank God that she was launched in that capacity. She started working in a travel club known as Trevorium. You'll hear more about that. And that was about 5 years ago. During that same time, she was also nursing her very sick husband at the time. He was gravely ill and went through a number of things. She'll share more of that story. At that time, they started to build a team, and that team was named Team Legacy. Somebody put that in the comments. Hashtag Team Legacy. I see you there, Mary Arnold, DeCaris Kelly. God bless you. Merry Christmas. Thank you for chiming in. I'm glad that y'all are here. So they built this thing from scratch, guys. It wasn't like they pulled people from they started from scratch about 5 years ago, and they built this team. And her goal really was just to make sure that between her Social Security and the money that she was earning here, she wanted to get to a $1,500 a month level. Can I tell you, sometimes our goals are too small, and she's going to encourage you, and she's going to inspire you, because this may be someone that's watching, this may be someone that's listening right now, that the goal you have for yourself, it doesn't even fit what God has for you. And even though her goal was small, God began to really stretch her faith and stretch her desire and her passion, because she's a very gifted person. But she moved into an area, and her and her husband they became known as the travel guy and the travel girl. And they were on the internet everywhere, talking to couples about, the last half, the latter half, when folk have retired with grandchildren and all of that, and even great grandchildren, and what you can do and how you can still make an impact and be a person of influence, and how you can still live your best life. I want to talk to somebody. Maybe you're over 55, over 60, whatever the case. It's not over, y'all. She's going to testify. And this is a gift to you. Hear this Christmas story. She's going to testify. She's living some of her best life right now. And we want to encourage you that it can be the same for you. But at the same time, guys, life happens. And she began to experience some significant changes, to include the shaking up of her business, to include the fact that she went in the hospital herself because she was dealing with some serious health issues. And while she was dealing with her own major health issues, she comes home to find out that her husband had passed away peacefully at home. Husband of more than 40 years, devastated. But I'm telling you what I love and what I'm so inspired about. The hurt is real, but she never stopped putting one foot in front of the other. Not only did she lose her husband of 40 plus years, but a handful of other family members and close friends within a 18-month period, all gone. Life is short. Life is fragile. But in spite of the losses, guys, she continued to pick her head up. She continued to move by faith. She continued to do what it is that God has called her to do. And last Christmas, she experienced a major miracle. What a blessing. And here we are this week, one day in front of Christmas, and God is doing this thing all over again. Ladies and gentlemen, brothers and sisters, I want to bring my big sis, Coach D, in place and in position. There she is. She's all dolled up tonight, y'all.
How you doing?
I'm doing quite well. You're in Georgia, Atlanta, is that right?
Yes, sir.
Oh man, how's the family
in Georgia in a suite, and everything is froze. and they had no internet. It went down, but God made me remember. You know, it's good to have young people that I had a hotspot on my phone.
That's right. That's
So
right.
I didn't have to go outside in the cold and find a Starbucks because
Oh
there's
my
too
God.
many people at my at my granddaughter's house right now. It's just
Yeah.
dogs and kids, and so, but
I
it's all good.
figure you have the crew.
Only for you.
Yeah, yeah. Well,
Only for you.
they're at my in-laws, my in-loves, and they're probably wanting me to be there, but I'm going to be getting ready for tomorrow. So right after this presentation, I'll be shutting it down for our service tomorrow. But Pastor, I am so grateful for you and thankful that you took the time to be here because there's a major story to share. Now I got one surprise for you. I want to start with. I'm going to put it on the screen, and I stole this from your page. You didn't know I was going to do it, but I stole this
Oh
from your
Lord.
page. And I'm going to just put it up on a video. And then I want you to begin to tell me, why does it minister to you? What does it do to you and why? So take a look, guys, at what I stole from Coach D's page. I could tell you love that, Coach. Talk to us. Why does that inspire you and get you excited?
For a couple of reasons. So I'm gonna start with this. I actually was a major part of the fatherhood Black boys movement. My church, my pastor, Apostle Ambassador Ricky Floyd, has a group called the Husband Institute, which caters to inner city boys, which is in the worst part of Memphis, Tennessee. And he is striving. They have to dress up like that. He just opened up a boutique, a high-end resale shop, and those young men are coming out of juvenile are working in that boutique.
Wow.
So that was very precious to my husband. That was a movement that we've been working with since 1994, when both of my brothers were, one was shot and one was killed during the same week. So this whole Black men, I actually sit on a board of directors for Responsible Fatherhood of the National Fatherhood Initiative. I'm the only African-American woman on that board.
Wow.
But the other piece of that is my grandchildren. I have a granddaughter and a great-granddaughter. And one of the things that I am teaching them is how to live their best life, and they're 5 and 4. And so when I saw that, I was like, wow, to be able to just have them dress up first class and ride first class. And they are the heirs to what we're going to talk about today. And so I can see them us moving and grooving like that in just a few weeks in a few years on our way to Paris, because they already want to go to Paris, right? And so that's what my Ava say. Ava say at 4, I go to Paris, right? She just told her cousin, Gracie, how she missed Mexico. So when I saw that, it just inspired me and wanted me to help to inspire others to give their children and their children's children the opportunity to see something different in life. And so Trevorium, which we are a part of, does that. It will be it will be able to give children and their children's children the opportunity to see something other than a Motel 6 and a Comfort Inn and a red roof and and only mom and them house or the church convention or something like that. And so, I mean, baby, that was fly to me. I was like, hey, one of my dreams is to have a group of young women, $100,000 earners dressed in 2-piece black suits and walking up in the boardroom or Trevorium somewhere and saying, we here and we are the ambassadors The legacy breakers.
Hold on, wait a minute. You ain't say nothing about the brothers now. Wait a minute now. Leave some room. Leave some room.
So yeah, so we gonna make some room for the brothers, but I mean that's just it was just amazing, and to be able to see you or Jamal or some of the other brothers on our team, Thomas, be able to take a young group of Black men like that. Wow. and suit them and boot them and fly first class and take them to some of these places, phenomenal places that we get to go that people only dream of going. That it just I was like, and the title of that clip is called Travel Lifestyle.
Yeah. When I saw it on your page, I said, yeah, I want to pull this because I know it was going to speak to it.
Yeah, I'm almost in tears. It you know, and that's really one of my dreams. We used to have a ministry called From the Hood to the Woods. You know, and I would love to have a ministry to take kids from the hood to some exotic place that they would enjoy, like a Paris, you know, somewhere that I wouldn't take them to Venice, but I'll take them to Paris or somewhere like that. You know, somewhere. Yeah.
I love that vision. I love that. Now listen.
I know that. See, now you're gonna have to start you a group.
Yeah, that's right. I'm listening. I'm all ears. You know I am.
Yeah.
Here's what I want to do. I'm going to show a number of pictures. It's been said a long time. A picture is worth 1,000 words. When I pull these up, I want you to tell me, what do they say to you? To begin with the one you see on your screen now.
Okay, so wow. So this was our last legacy picture. My husband was very, very emphatic about our family. That is my mom, my granddaughter, my daughter, my granddaughter, myself, and the great granddaughter is actually on one of them. And my husband, for some reason that year, that was the last Christmas when we were together, wanted to pull us all together to take this 5-generation picture. And so that's little Ava running down that's the one want to go to Petty. Right. So we took this 5 and he passed 5 months later.
Wow.
Yeah. So that was our last Christmas together.
Last Christmas. When you see these, where were you here?
Well, I was hanging out with some friends. I believe that you need to rub noses with folks that have just a little bit more than you. And it's actually where we at with the limousine. We were actually at the Hilton, and it was my friends who actually is a business partner in Trevorium. It was her birthday. Wow. And we did this whole party. It was just amazing. And then that's us in the corner. I was actually in Paris, France, hanging out with the ambassadors, and David Hart was very good to me. As y'all can see, I had the biggest bag of them all. And I became a $100,000 earner. And so as part of that, I got the Paris experience of going to Louis Vuitton. And then the two of you are just, I don't remember. I think we were in New Orleans. And we made a decision that you guys would host our Emerald Ball. As you can see, I have an emerald gown on. And so we're going to be doing that in San Antonio, Texas. And what I love about the two of you is that my husband we so love you both. You remind him so much of ministry. Now, Kendra doesn't remind me of me. Because Kendra is the epitome. I'm going to have her give first lady classes. I say, you need a first lady. You need to join another church. Epitome. I'm so excited about her being the host. I know everything, every detail will be. Now, me and her got that similar. Every detail is going to be over the top.
Yes, absolutely. No doubt about it.
I don't even want to see your budget. God got it.
Yep. I'm just trying to stay out of her way.
Yes. I caught her the other day. I said, I saw something. I was like, we need to make this happen. She said, oh, that's all right. I wanted to do that, but it's already done. I said,
all right. I love it. Now, about a year ago, in fact, this time last year, there was a lot of
working.
and there was a lot of excitement and anticipation and nervous energy and all of that. Now, for the benefit of the listening audience who may, hey, Brittany, it's good to see you, sweetheart. Thank you for chiming in. Merry Christmas to you. For the benefit of those who may not be as familiar with Travorium, the travel club, and all the things that we have from ranks to ambassador and all that, can you kind of summarize a very brief understanding of what it means to become an ambassador? Because on Christmas Day of last year, you officially stepped into your ambassadorhood.
Yes.
And we all celebrated that because things like that typically don't happen during the Christmas holidays. But God favored you. And I want you to kind of tell us the story too about what your husband, Apostle Guy, what Big Bro had said. Bring that all together for us.
Well, I was anticipated to go to ambassador by November of that year. But my husband had told me before he passed, he said, you won't do it by November. He said, I believe you'll do it around Christmas time. I said, nobody goes and do that. Who works during Christmas, right? And he ended up passing away. And so that November, we went away to Cancun, all the ambassadors, the ambassador trip. God allowed me to have the whole ambassador experience, but I did not hit ambassador. I was short. I was short a nice group of people too. And we put our heads together, myself, you, and a couple of others, and we made it happen. And on December 25th, I went ambassador. Ambassador is in the pivotal position in Travorium. But for me, it was a pivotal position because when I lost my job in 2013, and I had only been in this business 4 years, and 2 of them, I really didn't work the business that hard. You know what I'm saying? I wanted to just get them at $1,500 a month so I could match my Social Security when I turned 62. So it's a pivotal position that everybody is that $100,000 mark a month. And I hit it. And I hit it on Christmas Day, along with having a brand new BMW. And I also have a 2021 Nissan Road that the company takes care of, the income from the company. And so that in itself is a feat. I mean, there are a couple of pivotal positions in. Once you hit 2-star director in our company, that's a pivotal position. You get this ring, right? So that's a pivotal position. And then around 4-star, because when you hit 4-star, you're getting close to ambassador again, you know. So 3-star, 4-star, they all represent a different amount of money. But I think what was for everybody was so excited. The company was excited. Everybody was excited. One, because I was one of the first African-American women to hit that pivotal position that started from the bottom of the comp plan to the top of the comp plan. You know, we're getting ready to have another one, Cynthia Sly. Shout out to her. But I was one of the first to hit it and start from the bottom with no team, no nothing. And so I'm very excited about that in the U.S. And then I was one of the first, I guess, U.S. ambassadors that had crossed the lines in a while in the company.
Amazing, amazing. All on Christmas Day, y'all. And let me mention your previous career with the government, doing what you did, the great work you did there. You were a 6-figure income earner there, but all of what you had to do to get there, the length of time, how long did it take you to get to 6 figures working for the government?
Over 30 years.
30 years.
Over 30 years.
And you were able to accomplish that doing a whole lot less.
And enjoying it. Traveling the world. Right? I went on 23 vacations with my husband in 1 year while he was in kidney dialysis, doing in-hotel dialysis. Yes.
The freedom, the flexibility, the fun, and all of that. So what can you tell some professional sister or brother or whoever right now? They're all in that corporate space. They're all in what they're doing, that the way they were traditionally trained and educated to go and get this job and shoot past six figures and just hold that spot and then retire. What can you tell them right now?
Well, what I try to teach all the younger people that I mentor, even my children. Both my children are professionals. Both of them are degree. My daughter has 2 masters. My son has a bachelor's and a master's, and they all have their own businesses, including my granddaughter. And what I tell them is that even if you're working your plan A, you work your plan A to your B becomes your plan A. You always want to have something of your own. But even if you're doing that, you want to have something residually, because residual income is going to continue, and it's going to continue and continue and continue. And I give my children the example of Whitney Houston, Michael Jackson, some of the movies, some of the stars who children. I mean, Elvis. I love Elvis Presley. I'm from Memphis, right? I lived in Memphis. I loved him before I moved to Memphis. But I mean, he's worth more money gone than he is alive, right? I mean, they turned his estate and everything into billions of dollars, right? They just built I think a $44 million complex in the hood in Memphis, right? They probably wouldn't have did that because Elvis probably would have used it all up by then, right? So I'm saying that to say no reflection, because I love Elvis, no reflection on him. But residually, we need to build something that's going to pay us continuously, even when we're gone. And you can't pass your children a job. You may be able to leave them some life insurance. You may be able to leave them, but that's going to eventually, if you don't do it right, it's going to work. It's going to, depending on your debt, it's going to, tap out. So my thing would be is to tell somebody, get you a residual income. The other thing, my husband, he did taxes, and he, everybody needs a home-based business. Everybody.
Right.
I don't care if you make $2. You need a home-based business. And our space is very economical to do. If you get a franchise, it's going to cost you thousands. I have a pastor friend who has a McDonald's franchise. He has 16 of them.
Wow.
Right. And you got to have $1 million just to have one.
Right.
Just to be on the list. Right. But in our business, you can start for a few $100. So I tell people I took a $300 investment that I borrowed from my husband, because at that time I was unemployed with no money. And I said I was broke. He said I wasn't, because I had him. But
he said, I got you.
when you go from making 6 figures and going to get what you want to having to say, honey, can I have?
Yeah. Come on. What's that song? God bless the child.
That have her own. Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. So I was like, honey, can I borrow $300 to start this business? And he looked at me, and then he said, you think you can do it? I said, yeah, I think I can handle this. Right. Yeah. I'm going to go for it. Yeah. And I did.
Well, I know he was glad that you did, because
he was. He was, because I left my computer up and he saw how much money I was making, and he made me put him in. Well, him and David Hart made me put him in the business.
Now tell us, he ranked up to 2-star, and the 2 stars earn
15 to 2,500 a month. Right. So that was his goal. His goal was he wanted to just get to fit. Him and David would have these conversations, and although God had blessed him with a kidney and everything, and at the time of his passing, he was doing very well. He had a secondary condition that he failed to tell his family about, and we didn't find out until after he was gone. But that was always their conversation, because he kept saying to David, he would say, is this thing inheritable? And David said, if you get it to 2-star, you can give it away, or you can, will it, or whatever you want to do with it, or your wife would get it, or whatever. And so when he went 2-star, I should have had those pictures. When he went 2-star, he put on a suit, and he took his picture, his ring. He was like this, hey, he was happy. I ain't never seen a man so happy. And my husband made over 6 figures too. Right. And so I've never seen, but when the exciting thing about 2-star was too, at that time, you got a $750 bonus. And and my husband had never had a new vehicle.
Mm.
I always got the new vehicle. And then
Mhm.
he drove, when he passed, he was driving a 2006. Well, no, before that, he had a 2006 Durango
Mhm.
that
Mhm.
he drove and he drove and
Till the
he
wheels
drove.
came off.
And so I told him, I said, once you go 2-star director and you get your $750 bonus a month, I
Mhm.
want you to buy you a new truck. He would never buy a new truck because he was an inner city pastor like you, and he didn't want people to think he was taking the church's money,
Right.
buying no
Right.
vehicle. I said, but you work. I mean, you the only African American parks director from Milwaukee County. Come on, dude. He was like, I don't want the people to think I'm taking the folk money.
Yeah.
I just drive this.
Yeah.
I
So,
said, well, I ain't the one. I got a new vehicle every 3 years.
yeah, you go ahead.
Right.
Right.
Uh, and so what he did at 2-star is he bought him a 2020. He actually qualified during the pandemic,
Mhm.
and he bought him a 2020 Telluride.
Wow.
It had just came out. It had
Yeah.
every bell, whistle. It was customized. It was in a customized color. He
Yeah.
had computer chargers to put in for the kids. He had captain kit seats so the two grandbabies wouldn't touch each other.
Yeah.
I mean, he had it fully loaded, and that was his gift to himself.
Yeah.
And
Now,
that's what made my family a believer.
And that last year, tell the audience approximately how many vacations you all took together and with your grandchildren and so forth and so on.
Ooh, well, me and him took 23 in 1 year.
Wow.
And then that last year, we probably took maybe about 10 or 11.
Mm.
Yeah. And what was interesting is that he had planned a vacation to Gulf. We were actually doing the southern states as well. So we would just hop in the car and we would just say, because we could get 8-day, 7-night vacations for like zero or literally nothing in our back office.
Mhm.
So he would just, so he had planned a vacation to Biloxi and to Gulf Shores, Orange Beach to drive. And he passed away on May 3rd. And he had planned this for Memorial Day weekend. And so what we did is me and the children, we took that vacation as well as part of we called it a griefcation. My friend told me to trademark that word,
Right.
but a griefcation. Instead of sitting around moping and everything, we went to the beach. We took it. My granddaughter made a picture with him in a frame and his blanket that y'all gave and laid it on the beach and wrote in, "We love you, Grandpa." And so he was on the beach, and it was so funny because he loved International House of Pancakes and he loved Walmart. So the first hotel that we were in that he had planned was next door to International House of Pancakes, Walmart. So my granddaughter Maya went and sat in Walmart for like 2 hours, probably crying because he loved it. So everybody ate pancakes on his, day and everything. And so that was our griefcation.
Yeah. Let me pause right there because that's a note for someone during the holidays. The holidays can trigger different emotions for different people, and some have lost loved ones, whether it was on an Easter or Mother's Day or Christmas, Thanksgiving. And sometimes those holiday comes around and you're in the sand. But this is something that I want to encourage you, not that it solves everything and it makes all the hurt go away, but it's a way that you can make the loved one live on forever in your heart, and you can carry on a legacy, because we're going to be talking about legacy and what Coach D just mentioned, that griefcation, if you will, that opportunity to do something special in honor of the one who's meant so much to you. Not to die with them, but you have to keep living and you have to keep going forward. So thank you for being an example of that. Now, let me ask you this, Coach. We were leaving Cancun, and I won't forget this. We were in the line, and I'm glad that I was with you, because you got wheeled to the front of the line a whole lot faster than I would say. I say, "Oh, they gave her special treatment up in here." And then the conveyor belt, and I said, "Here's your hat." You said, "That's not my hat," but it was a hat that was blue, and I think it said Tailor Made, which obviously is your last name, and that was a brand that you and your husband built. And I said, "Wow, listen to that!" So it's like he was speaking from heaven. But that opportunity stood out. But then when he became 3 three-star director. Talk to us about that experience, and why did you feel as though, even though he's with the Lord, he's with Jesus, why did you feel that this man of God was still holding it down, still putting in work to cover his family as a three-star director?
Well, one, I don't really monitor his residual income probably like I should. I'm still focused on building the team, helping the team. In between all, after him, I lost my mother-in-law, I lost my goddaughter, I lost a niece and two nephews, two nieces and a nephew. So all the back to back. I mean, it was just kind of crazy. And so when he became three-star, my granddaughter needed something, and I had to go to his back office to check because all the kids and everybody, he put them in as Christmas presents. I forgot about that, but that's what he did. Maybe that's why Christmas is so like, oh, this is deep, right?
Yeah.
So he did all of them Christmas presents. And so I went in to check something for her, and I noted it was like May 7th or something odd. And so we had just got past his death this first year, and I looked, something said look, and he was a three-star director. And then when I looked again, it happened on the day that he passed, 1 year to the day he passed. So he turned three-star director. So his income went from $25 a day to $70 a day on the day he died. Wow. 1 year. So he died in 2021, 2022, May 3rd, it happened. I was shocked, and then I was upset, and then I was kind of like, something is wrong. So I called and text David Hart, and David texted me back. I said, did you know Guy went three-star director? And he said, he kind of laughed, right? And he was like, isn't that like God or something deep? David, people don't know David, right? And I said, is that real? He said, yes. I said, but David, do you realize that it happened on the 1 year to the day he died? Wow. And he said, well, I didn't know that, but I know he's a three-star director.
For the benefit of those watching who are not affiliated in any way with our travel club called Trevorium, speak to the depth of what that means financially and in terms of leadership, especially since he's not even here on earth. What does that mean?
No. So like I said, his income went up to $70 a day. So that's I think it's about $3,000 to $4,000 a month, or $30,000 to $40,000 a year, right? And so now that income will be sold into some philanthropist things that we do, like the Black Boys, the Husband Institute, church, but also we set up a trust for those two little girls over there. And one is my granddaughter. I have a granddaughter, 28, and then I have a great granddaughter, which is the little bright-skinned one, Ava, who knows everything. She's 4, and then Gracelyn is 5. And Gracelyn is my son's daughter. And there's a 23-year difference between her and my oldest granddaughter. And so me and him used to talk about what we would do. He would always say, I'm gonna go before you. And we laugh. And he said, one, because he was much older than I was. And so he would say that even before he was sick, he said, you gonna live, you gonna like your mama. Your mama 85, you gonna be like your mama. Y'all don't never get tired. Right. And so when that happened, it was just amazing. And so me and my kids, we met, and I told them what happened, and I talked about it. And so we decided to set up a trust fund for the grandkids. And we kind of done worked out a lot of the details. We still got waiting on some state stuff, but they'll get his earnings once they turn 18. But everything that goes into the trust, they will get at 18, 21. I was going to do 25, but my son said, no, do 30. They at 25, they still messed up in the head. Do 30. I said, oh, you must not be a believer that by then they'll be multimillionaires, because Trevorium is a multimillionaire company. So it'll probably be a billionaire company by then. I
Incredible.
know that they will be multimillionaires though.
Incredible. I love that. For the benefit of those watching, you're listening to a Christmas story, and I hope you're picking up these nuggets and these pearls about a clear path for creating general wealth for your family, your children, children's children. You're seeing it right before your eyes. And you're seeing a man of God who had enough vision and insight to do what was necessary, not only to cover his family while he was here, but even in his absence, they're still being blessed, which is powerful. Now, he went 3-star director a year to the date of his departure. But now, this week of Christmas, talk to us about that, Coach D. What's so significant about Christmas again? What just happened?
So you look at May, June, July, August, September, October, November, December. So almost 7. So 7 months, 7 is the number of completion, right?
Mhm.
7 months later, he
Mhm.
went 4-star director. The same week, which is the week of Christmas, he went 4-star director. So his income went from $70 a day to $100 a day.
Plus
During
bonuses.
the same week that I turned ambassador.
Good God Almighty. Christmas to Christmas. Here's what I'm going to have you to do, woman of God. I got a number of quotes that's going to come up, and I want you to just speak from your heart. When you see them, I'll read them. Travel as much as you can, as far as you can, as long as you can. Life is not meant to be lived in one place. What say you?
I would totally agree. I think that especially for younger children, it expands their mind. I often hear a story about this. They took some young boys out of the west side of Chicago and took them down to the lake, and they actually thought they were in another city, another place. They didn't realize that they were still in Chicago because they had never been taken out of their hood. So you gotta live. You got to live life. So many people just go to work, go home, go to work, go home, and they never experience life. But life, it's really not meant to live in one place. I honestly, truly believe that. And it just helps you.
Incredible. The word focus is in the center of the screen. What say you? Why is that so critical? We're coming into a new year. We're just a few days away. Focus. Talk to us.
Well, I try to stay focused, even in my husband's transition, even with all the other things going on. If you have a focus, then you're going to hit your target. If you have a focus, you got some goals that you're going to set. If you have a focus, you're going to, you definitely gonna plan. If you have a plan, if you don't plan, then you plan to fail, right? So you got to have a plan. Right. And so that plan, I never deviate from the plan. I may take a day, and like today was my day. Although like yesterday I went and did a bunch of cooking, and then today was my day to focus because I knew I was going to do this. So I didn't want to be all scattered. Right. And if you do that, you're going to hit your target. And if you stay focused as you build this team, because remember when I started, it was just me. And then it went from me and then a few other people and then you. Right. So it's just us. And now we're over 600 strong.
Wow.
And that's because we stay focused. What if I remember when Guy passed, I want to say this about focus. When Guy passed away, it depressed my whole team. It depressed all of us.
Right.
It was like death hit the team. Right. And I knew for about 2 weeks, I was paralyzed. I couldn't speak. I couldn't do nothing. And I could feel the weight of the team, and I could feel people feeling like bad for me, right? But I got focused. And when I got focused, I pulled myself together and I went and I spoke to the team, even in my pain, I think even before the funeral, and spoke to them to say, hey, I'm good. I'm good. And God will want y'all to be good, right? And it shifted the team. So you got to stay focused.
Yeah, powerful words. I remember that like it was yesterday. Here's another one. Travelpreneur. See the world, make money, and do what you love all at the same time. This is the epitome of the way you're living your lifestyle now, and you're an advocate of it for everybody who's willing to take the risk for themselves. Tell us why this is so passionate to you.
Because travel is the #1 industry in the world. It is never, ever going to make you broke, right? I believe that even though I have my travel agent credentials, I believe that travel agents will be needed for some things, but they're going to become extinct like a lot of things. Like when I go to the gas pump, because I never had to pump gas. Now I go to the gas pump, I'm like, whatever happened to the people who put the gas in your car? Or whatever happened to the people who bagged your groceries? I don't go to grocery stores to where I can't get my groceries bagged. I'll walk out. Right? Because I'm not going to pay you and then bag my groceries. Come on now. Right? So I feel that about travel. People, travel is going to be around, but people want to save money. People want to see the world. People want to go places that they can only dream of. So you got to see the world. But then if you can make money doing it, oh my God, I'll pay to travel. Sitting in a hotel now, I don't pay because I built enough residual income. I can go to my back office and literally hit a button or use my pay quicker card and say, hey, I don't even have to think about whether, like when my mother-in-law passed, I gotta say this, as a travelpreneur, when my mother-in-law passed, my brother-in-law called me because we had just lost Sky. And he called me and he said, sis, I need you. And I could hear his pain because he loved his brother. He loved Guy. And he loved his mother. As a travelpreneur, all I had to do was go to my back office, hit that button, book it. And I was there before he woke up the next morning. When he woke up, I was at his house. He said, did somebody fly you on a jet or something?
Right.
But if I was not a travelpreneur, I would have had to figure out, 7 days later, and the ticket was too high.
No, you definitely have. We have an advantage. That's powerful. Thank you for that testimony. Here's another one. If you're not willing to learn, no one can help you. If you're determined to learn, no one can stop you. What say you?
Now that's a biggie because you have a lot of people who are not open to learning. Right? I'm always open to learning. I know that there are people who know more than me. I learn a lot from the young people on the team, like Sasha, Alicia. They are, my granddaughter, especially around the social media stuff. Lord have mercy. They can make bells and whistles, right? I've learned a lot from you. So you got to be open to learning, right? But a lot of people are not open. They feel like I'm the grown, I'm the adult, you can't tell me what to do. But if you're determined to learn, no one can stop you. When I started this business, I knew absolutely nothing about social media, nothing. My granddaughter set up my Facebook page and my Instagram. I built my whole business off of social media. Ain't that how you found me again?
Yep, that's it.
I built it all off of Facebook. They can talk about Facebook all they want, but Facebook is my friend. Not right now. They're trying to give me stars and get paid.
Right.
I have a major following.
That's it. I love it. Here we go. We're going to keep it moving. Your enemy is your enemy. Bishop Jake said that, but what say you? Do you struggle sometimes? Help somebody. Because sometimes we think, I just want to hear from you. Your enemy is your enemy.
Yes. Your belief. I think that's the biggest. Your belief. Dealing with the voices in your head and in your heart to tell you, you can't do it. You can't. Girl, you crazy, especially when I was still building this business, on the back of my husband's casket, what people gonna think, right? You sitting out on the beach. I had people call me, and say stupid stuff in my inbox, like you don't even act like you act like you excited your husband dead. Well, what a fool are you? Right. But then the enemy in me say, well, is there a certain way I'm supposed to act? Is there some way I'm supposed to look? I had somebody in my family told me I'm supposed to sit down and go in my house and wear black and sit in a chair and be depressed. So your enemy is your inner me. If you don't deal with that, if you don't deal with who you are as a person, it will destroy you. It literally will.
My God. Sis, you've blessed us, but I need a little bit more of your time. You've helped us. And guys, I hope y'all are hearing this Christmas story because it's really not about her. It's not about me. It's not about any one of us as individuals. It's about what we can do together, guys, as a family, if you will. as a unit, as a network. Nothing is impossible to God, and nothing is impossible when we work together with God's blessing. And we're going to talk real quick about how she's led the way as our team ambassador, showing people 3 ways to travel. Because if you are traveling at all, let me just be clear, and you're not using this travel plan and this travel method, you're wasting good money. I want to say that right now. You're wasting good money. Now, mama did give me enough sense to know that, hey, it's your money. If you want to throw it out the window, keep doing it. But if you don't like the idea of throwing your money out the window, you should definitely get with the person that shared this information with you, because we do 3 things. 1, we show you how to travel with substantially discounted prices. 2, we show you how to travel for free. And 3, my favorite, we show you how to get paid to travel. And she's mastered it. And we're still just getting started. So here's what I want to do, Coach D. I'm going to just put some statements and questions up on the board, and I want to give you about 30 seconds on each one. We're going to run through these, and I just want you to speak strongly from your heart. The word legacy. Why is it so precious, personal, and important to you? Legacy.
Ooh, because it follows you even when you're gone. It follows you whatever you do. If it follows you, your legacy follows you. Is what do you? Sometimes people should just ask people, what would people say about you?
Mm-hmm.
Why you living? Ask them.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I want to know what people are saying about me.
That's good.
Yeah.
Here we go. And some of these questions are numbered. Pay no mind to the number though. At this point, I'm close enough to you to know that you're doing quite well for yourself. You ain't struggling in no kind of way. Bills are paid. Credit is strong. You can go where you want. You can live where you want. You can do what you want. Oh, that's a great blessing and a benefit. But it seems to me that you are not doing what, because you put a lot of work in. Seems to me that you are not doing what you're doing for yourself anymore. Seems to me like you're fighting for something else and for someone else. Can you tell us what that is?
One, I'm fine. I really honestly believe in that people need to walk in their blessing and in their calling. And so I fight hard because I want people to, I want, even outside of my family, right? I want families to be whole and free and wealthy and rich, because wealth is very different than being rich, right? Mm-hmm. And I want people to have wealth, so I fight for that. And so if you don't do that, and you don't have, Miles Monroe used to say, if you don't have like a fight in you, you'll fall for anything. You really have to. So when I look at people, I just want, oh God, I just want it. Sometimes I want it so bad for them, Pastor Mel, that I think I want it better for them than they want it for themselves. Wow. Does that make sense?
It does.
I want you and Kendra to be so free, mm-hmm. so free, mm-hmm. that you can do whatever you want to do in ministry. See, it feels good to be mm-hmm. free enough that if I walk in your church and you say, I need $1,000 offering, I can write a check. Right. Glory to God. You understand? And don't even blink.
Right. Yeah. That's free. I love that.
That's free.
All right. And we're going to go even faster. I'm going to put some words out, and I want to give you 30 seconds on each one. Speak from your heart what it resonates with you. Love.
Unconditional. You just got to love people unconditionally, especially in this business, especially in ministry. You're going to run across people that will get on your last nerves and make you want to cuss. You told me that unconditional love. Okay.
All right. There we go. Family.
Family. Ain't nothing like it. And family is much deeper than blood. I got family members I'm not even close to, right? I got cousins that can't stand my guts, but I got people in Trevorium and other places and in ministry and other places. They are really my family. You know, they support me 1000%. I support them. We believe in each other's visions, dreams, hopes, right? You know, when your baby girl graduated the other day, I finally felt like my granddaughter graduated.
Right.
I was just in tears.
That's right. That's
You
right.
know, so family is so much deeper than blood.
Y'all better write that down. Friendship.
I believe in friendship. I believe that if a person is a friend, you don't even have to talk to them every day. You know, I have friends that one of my best friends is introvorium. She's actually introvorium, and she serves me as an armor bearer. We've been friends over 50 years since she was 15. So yeah, 50 years to be 50 years.
Wow.
And we don't talk every day. We don't, you know, have another friend. We don't do that. But friends will stick to you, as the Bible says, closer than a brother. They'll be there when in your highs and in your lows.
Yes.
You always can rely on them. I have a mentor and a friend, Jamal Bryan's aunt, who's like a mom to me. I mean, she's been in my life since the day I even married God. So I mean, and we're friends, but we don't talk every day. But it's just like with a friend, you don't have to, if you don't talk for a couple of years, when you pick the phone back up, it's just like you never talked.
Yeah, I love that.
It's like you never stopped talking.
So true. So true. Here's a big one for you.
Oh yeah. Well, faith. They call me the daughter of faith, right? I've gotten that reputation. My apostle Wilson says, you know, the favor on my life. When people say it ain't fair, it definitely ain't fair. He's never seen anybody have the type of faith. I walk in it. You know, you have multiple different types of ministry gifts, and that's one of mine. You know, that's one of mine, and has gotten me through a lot. It just recently got me through melanoma thyroid cancer. So, you know, when lady told me, I didn't freak out. I was like, God got it. It's good. And she was like, do you, and, you know, and then I found out afterwards that I was almost in stage 4. You see, faith is the substance of things hoped for and the evidence of things not seen. How are you going to walk in it if you don't believe it? And so what I try to teach this team, legacy, is your belief got to get up. It needs to come way up. No matter what, everything could be falling down around you. And I've had stuff falling down around me. I mean, my husband died, my mother-in-law died, all these folks died, and then they turn around and tell me, literally, you're terminal. What? Right. And then in the middle of that, I got to deal with all this other stuff that's called faith, right? But when I came on the other side of it, God knows, you know, my kids didn't even deserve. I was like, y'all got to step out on faith. We gonna get past this. And then when all the pathology and everything came back, they took it out. No chemo, no radiation, no nothing. So they couldn't, but they didn't believe it. I said, God took care of it, right? They said, ma'am, you were almost at stage 4. I said, it's okay. They said, we got to give you another test. We got to give you some more tests, even though, you know, just to be sure. I said, well, I'm on my way to Paris. And to Venice. So if you're going to get these tests, either you're going to get them, because I'm leaving in 2 days, either you're going to get them in the morning or you're going to get them when I get back. So I took the test. I went on to Paris and Venice, not knowing the results. I came back. That was clear. Faith, right?
Faith, y'all. I want to pause there for a moment. Somebody's going through something traumatic right now. Hear the woman of God. You're bigger than that on the inside because God lives inside of you. That's faith. That's not faith. Going on what you see, but going on what he said. Here you go, woman of God. Kingdom business. Talk to us.
Well, I mean, my apostle taught us that it's really all about the kingdom. It's all about the global ministry, global expansion, you know, and you know, business and kingdom works hand in hand. I mean, you have to be able to you cannot build money. I mean, you cannot build ministry without money. You cannot build, and I believe that every church, every ministry should have an entrepreneurial ministry. They're not teaching people how to start businesses. If they're not teaching them, then they should gather the entrepreneurs in their church to teach them. But every church should have every ministry should have, in order that we build the kingdom, and building that kingdom, the different kingdoms of this world, right? There are different types of kingdoms. And so, you know, that's what I'm gonna say about that, because I get real deep and then
Powerful. Residual income. Talk to us.
residual income. I mean, I think I said enough about that. My husband's still making money. You know, he's going to be with the Lord. Residual income continues. It continues long after you're gone. It's a continuum. You're making money while you sleep, right? It's just a continuum to be able to solidify and put something in place that will continue to build over time. And so that's it.
Last two. Vision being the first.
Well, like I said, without the Bible says in Habakkuk, without a vision, the people will perish. I believe that. I believe that if people don't have vision, they'll perish, right? And so you got to have vision. I think that the reason that our team have even in building this team, the reason that it has is because we have vision. Now, everybody didn't align with the vision. Everybody, sometimes people don't align. They don't see your vision. And what I tell people, I unapologetically don't understand. I mean, I don't have your vision, right? You don't have my vision, but I have the vision every leader has a vision for their team. Every leader has a vision for themselves. So you got to figure that out. But without vision, you definitely will perish. And if you get other people to catch hold to it, and I believe that I've had enough people to catch hold to what God has imparted in me, especially when it comes to this kingdom business, that it will continue to grow. And I wanted to be the example. See, I am the example. I'm the example that all that this company says can happen, all that people preach about entrepreneurship, and I call it a faithpreneur, but all of that is all solidified around having vision.
Yeah, good stuff. Here's your last one. No, I lied. I apologize.
Oh, Lord.
One more after this one, but you'll love this one. Speak to us, Ambassador.
Well, I have enjoyed my ambassador ride. It has been amazing. The company has treated me like a queen. I would say that. But my goal is to go ambassador again. So I'm starting at point one. You know, because you're never too big to go to the level in which you need to go. So I'm with Danny, who's an ambassador in the company, and we both said we are rerunning the tape basically. So I'm ready to rerun the tape. So I'm excited to be one. I'm excited to be a top money earner in this company. I'm excited that God restored everything that the cankerworm stole. I'm excited, right? And I am the proof, because when I left my job, when I got laid off, my director said, "What are you going to do? You are not even 60 yet." And I said, "I'm going to travel the world and get paid." That's what I decreed. And I believe that you can decree a thing and it shall come to pass.
My God. That's good. I saved the best for last. Here we go.
Well, that's the whole thing right there. You know, Jesus made us a whole lot of promises. A whole lot of promises. And and faith without works is one. Faith without works is dead. You got to do some work. Police people always say, "Oh, I'm just praying to Jesus," but you're not doing nothing, right? If he's your all in all. See, and this is the thing. Every time I want to quit, I hear the Lord say, "Who put you in that business?" I hear it in my spirit, and I say, "You did," right?
Yeah.
If I stand on the cross, if I stand on his word, if I stand on my faith that I believe in the Lord Jesus Christ, and he has given me the opportunity to live and to live life more abundantly. That's his word. That's his word.
So true. So true.
That's his
Well,
word.
Coach D, you've blessed us. And the last thing that I'm going to do today, I want you to close out, but I'm going to get ready to get this $300 airline gift card to whoever the winner is going to be. If you don't mind staying with us, it'll take 3 minutes just to do that. But
Mhm.
2023 being right in front of us, is there anything that you want to unload as we shut this thing down, helping someone to get better prepared for what's coming in front of us? Any words you'd like to share?
I would just like to say that for those of you who are listening who have never heard of Trevorium, Trevorium is a platform. It's I don't, it's not maybe not be the only platform, but it's a platform in which you can actually create generational legacy wealth. It's important to do that. And we can give our children toys, we can give them the gifts. I bought my granddaughter's diamond gold earrings from Dubai that I want them to keep as heirlooms for Christmas. We can do all of that, but they're probably going to lose them at the end of the day. But this they will never lose. This opportunity, if you lock it today, if you lock it as a gift, they will never lose it. Every last one of my children, my husband gave them this gift, and every last one. My son just got back from Colombia. My daughter just got back from I don't know where she was, Mexico, I think Cabo. My granddaughter just got back from the Dominican and Daytona Beach. I mean, they utilize it. But the most important thing is when I hear little Ava say, Gigi took me to Mexico and we go to the beach and we're going back, right? Or when I hear my granddaughter that's 5 talk about how when she got to see Mickey Mouse and how when she ran into her suite and how beautiful it was at 4, that was important to me. And so those are the memories that you should give to your children's children this Christmas.
I love it. And we love you, Coach D. Thank you for sharing time with us. I guess y'all are ready for this drawing. We're getting ready to get this airline gift card. Let me mention, now this is for Team Joshua Generation, which is only one small portion of Team Legacy. But for all of our Joshua Generation family, if you're connected, text travel feedback to 888-532-2699 if you want to literally on the next go round be one of the potential winners for this drawing. But tonight, y'all, here's what we're going to do. I'm going to put this on the screen. Let me also invite you one more again. If you haven't registered for our upcoming conference taking place the 17th, the 18th, and the 19th of March, go ahead and connect with the people that shared this with you because they got all the information. I want to make sure that Coach Tanya puts that link in the comments if she'll do that for us. And we'll get that squared away. But right now, here's what I got to do. I got to get this screen shared. And let me know when you guys can see my screen. Because when you can see my screen, I'll be able, I think I got it. I'll be able to, give me just one moment. I think we got it. Here we go. I'll be able to make sure that we get the right person. Now, if y'all can see my screen, go ahead and put it inside the comments. Let me know that you can see my screen. All of the names, let me just read through some of these names. There's 51 entries here. And I'm going to click the spin in just a moment. But we have Joshua Jackson, LaShonda Washington, Lee Williams, Katoya Carter, Candace, Kyle, Deanna, Adalia, Tanya Reeves, Mauricio, Lillian, LaQuisha, Kyle, Andrea, Dakaris, Wilbert Simmons, Kendra, Shakita Simmons, Crystal, Aisha, Linda, Kritzy, Jonelle, Rodney, Stephanie, Charles, Brandon. All these names are here, y'all. There are 51 persons. Can you see the screen? Let me know if you can see the screen. Coach D, can you see the screen?
Yes, sir.
All right, I'm going to hit this magic button. I believe that's what I'm supposed to do. And then it's going to pick a winner here. And that person is going to be the winner of our $300 airline gift card. Wait a minute. That was a blank spot. It didn't come. Did you see that? I don't want y'all to think it was anything. That was a blank spot. I didn't know that was a blank spot there. That got in there. Let me go ahead and hit it again and make it do something here. Got to land on a name. Let's see. Mauricio Campbell. So y'all put that name in the comments. Mauricio Campbell is the winner. We'll be getting in touch with that person. I'm not even sure who it is, but it's one of our team members connected to them, and we'll make sure that is given. So listen, guys, it is Christmas. We want to say from our hearts to yours, Merry Christmas to each and every one of you. Coach D, we love you. Enjoy the family out there in the ATL, and we'll be talking real soon.
All right. God bless. Take care. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.